Hello, my final check-in of Queenie by Candice Carty Williams, which, yeah, um, an interesting book in that the Queenie, the main character, she's we get her having more kind of self-destructive. Um, she has a miscarriage at the beginning of the book. She discovers she's had a miscarriage from, feeling it going into the doctor, even though she's got so called the coil, which I'm assuming is an IUD device um, that's inserted in her. But apparently, yeah, she has a miscarriage, and her she's she's estranged. She thinks she's on a break with her boyfriend. Turns out, after not hearing from him for a long time and her doing stuff, turns out it wasn't so much a break as it was a breakup. And, you know, he's, God, I'm, I don't, I even, even at the end, I made the prediction at the beginning this was going to be one of these cut and dry journeys where she was going to discover by the end that, wow, she was she could do so much better than that asshole. Um, and even in the end, she still kind of misses him, you know. And but the magic of the story is that going through what she goes through, you kind of actually get to the end, you go, oh, for her, this was a major step up, and the fuckers that she dates and really fucking mistreat her, including one guy who I thought maybe was going to be the antidote to Tom. Turns out not to be an antidote to Tom. Someone who is actually the novelist actually does a good job of showing has his own problems, none of which, as Queenie states, excuses him for his fucking reprehensible behavior. But it's interesting structurally because she kind of has this worsening thing. Uh, Loses her job and has a collapse, and then she goes into therapy. And the next kind of the thing at the end here of the book is her going through therapy and kind of pulling herself out of this hole, making some realizations about her upbringing, her mother, who had a very abusive partner, who abused both of them, mentally abused, told them that she was shit. She ended up living on her own, like when she was 11 years old. Um, you can you get kind of this, like, you see her as a bit of a mess, and I think I was always kind of like cautious of not, like, okay, I think about what kind of a fucking mess I was as a young person, and kind of a bit of empathy there. But the book really kind of brings out all of that stuff, and she's not magically transformed by the end. Um, yeah, it's a tough ask to say you're having horrible troubles in a novel, so you should go to counseling. It's like, that's not, in a way, some you can see why that can be a death. Counseling scenes can be kind of death in a novel. Um, but I think it kind of earns it, and it doesn't show it as being the panacea. She's got a lot more work to do. She's such the worst employee through so much of this book. Um, but by the end, she's actually, I think her boss's faith in her is actually quite a wonderful thing. And I think the book does a really good job of showing how, yeah, like, I was comparing myself, like thinking about how difficulties I had as a young person, but like, I am a white guy, and her particular, like, yeah, we were both fucked up, but she was fucked up in a very particular way. being a young black woman in a white society, a white supremacist society, where indeed, she says, like, as a young black woman, um, she is completely sexualized, she's completely fetishized. Um, any of the attention she is getting from people, from guys, white guys, because that's what she's interested in, she's open to, is just all sexual. It's just her as an object, and there's just all the kind of just underlining racist things of, like, anything time she's upset, well, she's an angry black woman. What do you expect? Kind of all that sort of stuff. Um, yeah, she doesn't have the kind of the tools and the things to kind of handle it, but it's like, well, why the fuck should she have to handle it? It's not, well, it's not fair. That, fucking life is not fair, and the world is fucking racist. Canada's racist. The UK is racist. Um, you know, white people, as a general thing, treat black people shittily, and it's really, if I think they say at some point, like, the white people who say that they don't see color, they're not racist, they're lying. They could be quite easily just lying to themselves, because they're swimming in it. I'm swimming in it. I do not carry this around every day. It's only with thinking about it that it comes up, and I can very easily know that this does not exempt me from perpetrating how things are set up, perpetrating racism, and my own kind of just assumptions of living in a bubble as a white guy. But yeah, that is in there. And there's a sequence where Queenie is going to a protest, and she's chanting out her message, and her friend goes to give her the megaphone. She says, "No, that's not my style." And in some ways, it's like, yeah, this book is, I'm making a political point, but I'm not making a political point on a megaphone. I'm making the political point on the very kind of an individual young black woman in the UK's life. Kind of a quiet, but still equally powerful statement. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoyed Queenie. It was a good read, or a good listen. I do listen to this on audio. All right, I will leave it there and just let it percolate away for a while until I come back and say more about it, and then probably quietly shelve my review in the back reaches of the internet, where, because it's just me helping me work things out and talking things over. Not so much that I've got anything that's particularly worth sharing with anyone else on it. Jesus, especially a young black woman growing up today. I have no clue, obviously. All right, I will leave it there. More videos later.